says we're live. Let's see here. Let's see if anybody jumps on. It's early. Good morning, good morning. Good morning. Let's just testing this out. Good morning. All right. So we're up. It is Friday morning. It is early. Excuse me. Still in beautiful Arizona. On this Friday. I hope everybody's had a good week so far this week. I am doing the show early this week because we had a lot going on with some family stuff today. It's prom week for young little bird. And before I forget, because I got so much heat last week for not having the bow tie on. So there you go. Bringing it back to you guys. We got it going. So bear with me here. I apologize. Things are going crazy. So we're going to get started on this. Happy Friday, everybody. I'm glad that everybody is here. Those of you that watch this, thank you for jumping on. Leave a comment in the section below. I'm going to open up this week with a couple of things a little bit different than I normally start with. First off, I want to mention that April is the month of the military child. Let's not forget our young heroes out there in our military families. So for this month, it's like Purple Up, right? They do a lot of purple for the military child. So don't forget, let's show some love and support to our military families out there. Also, with everything that's going on in the world right now, I think it's important to kind of keep an open mind on things. We got some topics that I'm going to be talking about, I think, when I get back into the office next week. It's some current event stuff that's been going on, and we're getting I've had a lot of great conversations in the last week and a half with some people just about what's going on, and everybody kind of getting sick of what's being fed on mainstream media, but also the things behind it and how we can change that. The veterans seem to have like an open mind. We can get along, break bread together, but then turn around. How can we share our experiences with the overall population, the civilian community, and kind of be the example for everybody else to get along. So that's all I'm going to say about that. It's just kind of keep an open mind. I also want to say, Heroes Media Group, we started this to support our community heroes, and our community heroes are educators, law enforcement, firefighters, first responders, obviously our military and our veterans. So with that being said, I think with everything that's going on in the world, let's hear some positive stories. I'm reaching out to all of you that watch this and that share this. Let's hear some of the positive stories that you guys hear and see every day. What are some positive stories that are going on in your communities right now? What are some positive stories that may be going on with you? Let's flip the narrative here and let's share some positive stories that are out there. So with that being said, again, I appreciate you all being on here. It's a little early, and like I said, I'm doing that because I got a bunch of stuff going on today with Little Bird. So thank you for jumping on. And again, if you watch this right now or you watch this later in the day, leave a comment and let me know that you guys are out there. And I'm going to try to see this here as the sun is peeking over the mountains right now into my face. So, all right, we're going to get started. Here's what you missed for your HMG weekly wrap-up. We're starting this week off with the Power of Investing in People podcast with Shay Sparks. Season 3 is up. It's season 3, episode 1. Shay, congratulations on your success, bringing it up to season 3. Home opener this week is Shay Sparks has gotten so many questions about why she started the podcast, what's the story behind the name, and more about her personal story. This time, Shay is the one being interviewed by her amazing soul sister and friend, Christine L. Bowden. Christine is a dynamic interviewer, and Shay shares more of her personal as well as her professional journey. It's a really cool story. We absolutely love her. And as expected in anything that Shay does, expect a lot of laughs, mixed in with a few tears. So this is a great episode. Shay, we're very proud of you, and thank you for being a part of the HMG family. Everybody check out Shay's show this week. It's called the Power of Investing in People podcast. Next up, we got one of the newer shows dropping an episode on you this week. It's called Freedom's Voice. From God Comes Freedom. And this week, they're talking about the beginning. Their very first 2 episodes was with first episode with General Flynn, second one was with Sidney Powell, and this episode here they're talking about the beginning and how God kind of created the earth and what it all started. So it's a really cool episode. I encourage you all to check it out. That's this week's Freedom's Voice. From God Comes Freedom. All right, let me see here. I'm getting a little. All right, sorry about that. All right, moving on. Next up, we have Not Your Average Operator. This week is another great one. The guys sit down with Matthew Hopper. It's a name most people aren't going to know. But in the shadows of the Army's Special Operations Aviation Regiment, in a very tight inner circle, this name is currency in competence and authenticity. Matt's a trailblazer. He's a trailblazer. Like him, hardly takes the easy road anywhere. Shortly after stepping out of the military, he dove headfirst into commercial aviation, the aviation world. After landing his dream job with the Legacy Airline, which is where he currently resides. I'm gonna put it to you like this. This is one of those episodes when you listen to this and you're like, this guy's not human, right? He talks about starting his career as a Cav Scout and then moves into the aviation field, which what am I trying to say? Special Operations Aviation Regiment, or the Night Stalkers, and you have to be a very, very special person to get into that particular field. He shares a lot of great stories and kind of shows how he's paved the way for many people. This is going to be one of those wow interviews, so check that out. That's this week's Not Your Average Operator. Next up, we're moving on because it's a short week this week, guys. Next up, we got the Arms Room Show. This week, they're discussing how to become a firearms or an emergency response instructor. Great episode. Check it out. You got to check it out. That's this week's The Arms Room Show. Also, real quick, with The Arms Room Show, they also have a Patreon as well, where they do extra shows, and they do a lot of swag stuff for their members there. So check that out if you're interested in that. The Arms Room stuff, they've been doing it for a very long time. They're awesome at what they do. Check it out. That's this week's The Arms Room. Anthony, love you, brother. Thank you for coming on. I appreciate you saying good morning. Good morning, my friend. Good morning. Hey, listen, real quick, I got to give Anthony a shout-out real quick just because he said something on here. Anthony's one of our sponsors. It is tax season. If you guys have not got your taxes done, go to My Tax Fella, and Anthony and his entire staff. They will hook you up. It has been a godsend. They've been HMGs. They do our bookkeeping. They do our taxes every year. Check them out. The link for their stuff will be below after the show. All right, moving on. Next up, we have the MSEC podcast. Military Child Education Coalition is the nonprofit organization, and absolutely love these guys. I mentioned earlier in the beginning of the show that April is the month of the military child, and this podcast this week, again, the kids are taking over. This week, Brianna is talking leadership, service, and Purple Star incentive. Brianna shares her story of being a military student and her passion for helping others feel included as they transition into Bossier Parish and Barksdale Air Force Base. Brianna's goal is to help the state of Louisiana embrace the Purple Star initiative to assist military students. So I gotta tell you something. My hat's off to these kids, these military kids. They're young heroes, is what they are. They go through so much, and it's so awesome to see them kind of take the lead with the MSEC podcast this month. It's been fun. So listen, if you're a military family out there, you have kids, you should be following Military Child Education Coalition.org. Check that organization out. They have a slew of information and tools for you guys. All right, give me a hot second here, folks. I appreciate you guys. The sun's coming up. It's getting warm already. All right, you got to stay hydrated out here. Next up, we have the Decision Hour with yours truly. This week was a fun one. We're calling it Education That Works, right? Education That Works. And I get to sit down with Zoe Hoffman. Zoe is this great gal who has a passion with helping kids. And learning isn't the same for everybody. And Zoe, she caught that. So find out this week how this teacher started helping kids learn in a way that worked for them. All right. Zoe is the founder of Hoffman Tutoring Group. She shares her story and her passion of helping students learn. She is laying the foundation of future education and online tutoring. She's a military spouse. She started doing tutoring one-on-one in her local area. At the time, it was in Pensacola, Florida, and she, being a mil spouse, she couldn't land a job where she would get her own classroom or whatnot because they were constantly moving, right? Tanya, good morning, Tanya. Time Friday, love it. So she saw a need of helping people and helping students that didn't fit the typical mold of like classroom learning, right? It's different. You got to listen to it, especially if you have kids from K through 8th grade, because those are the age groups that her organization works with right now. That's what they tutor, K through 8th. It's great. Really helps. They customize the tutoring to fit the child's needs and the child's learning. Some are visual, some are audio, or what have you. So check that out. And if you go to HoffmanTutoringGroup.com, you can see what they offer and whatnot. Strongly recommend Zoe. I've already pushed several people that I know with younger kids over to her and her organization because I believe in it that much. It's really cool, and I've been in the education system myself as a teacher, as a substitute teacher. I've sat in classrooms and whatnot, and you do see how the kids have different learning styles. Some sit into the classroom and they struggle because you're trying to teach them one thing for everybody, and it doesn't work. It doesn't always work that way. So check out this week's The Decision Hours with yours truly, and also go check out Hoffman Tutoring Group if you have kids. All right, now let me see here. Let me try to catch up here with everybody. Good morning, everybody. Good morning. Oh, look at this. I love this. I love it. Shaq, good morning. Tanya, good morning. Anthony, I love you, brother. Good morning. Hello, hello. Look at this. I love to see everybody this morning. This is great. Bow tie Friday. Yeah, listen, I had to put the bow tie on. The show started off a little slow this morning, but I had to put the bow tie on because I didn't want to get yelled at this week, right? So that's it for this week's shows. However, I do have a few more things. Stay with me here, folks. We got a new show coming May 1st. May 1st, we have a show. We talked about it a couple months ago. We weren't ready to pull a trigger. We're getting them launched May 1st, called War Hero to Superhero. Check that out. Their show page is up on the website right now. Go to heroesmediagroup.com and check out the articles. And you can also check out all the other podcasts that are on the network right now. Now, with that said, I also want to say this is, at the beginning of the show, I said I want to talk about positive stories, right? Let's hear some positive things that are going on in the world. There's so much negativity in this world, and I really want to flip the narrative on this. I need your guys' help. If you have a positive story, or you see positive stories in your area, or even in like the paper or the news or what, send them to us so we can share it. Let's start sharing the good things that are going on out there. Enough of this negativity, enough of what the mainstream media is trying to do and whatnot. Let's get the positive stories out there. Holy cow! What do I see? Gabriel, is that you? Do I see Gabe on here? That'd be great. Gabe, you and I need to talk, brother. Give me a jingle this afternoon. So I want to start sharing more positive stories. I've also gone as far as, if you decide to want to contribute to Heroes Media Group, if you go to heroesmediagroup.com, you can actually submit an article for us to consider to post onto the website. So if you would like to become a weekly or a monthly contributor to Heroes Media Group, by all means, go to heroesmediagroup.com. Up on the top, you can click on Submit Article, and we'd love to have you as a contributor. Also, if you have a podcast or are looking to start a podcast, we are always looking to add more podcasts to the HMG family. We have a slew of people that, we have producers, we got graphic designers, we got, that can help you get your podcast started. I've been podcasting since about 2011, 2012 timeframe. So we've been doing it for a while. More importantly, we want to support our community here. So that's what this is all about. It's support and empowering others, right? Let's share those good stories. So that's really it. That's all I have for today. It's kind of short, I know. I apologize. But Little Bird's got prom, so we're getting ready for that. And I got a couple other things that we got going on with Heroes Media Group today and throughout the week. I want to thank all of our sponsors before we go. We got Digital Trigger, Short Mountain Distillery. We have Rick's Roasters, Attica Systems, HMG Beverage, which is our sister company, HMG Gardens, Green Zone Hero, My Tax Fella. Make sure you check it out. Anthony was on earlier. Make sure you check that out. It is tax season. If you need your stuff done, I'm telling you, let him handle it for you. Huge weight off your shoulders. JB Auto Clothiers as well. Check out all those. I'll have all the list of our sponsors like I do every week after every show. Christina, hello, dear. How are you? So yeah, listen, I appreciate you all coming on this week. Next week, I'm back east. I'm back in the office next week. So I'll see if I can, I'm going to see if I can see if you guys can see this sunrise with me here. I'll share this with you. It's not something I usually do, but you can hopefully you can kind of see the sun peeking up over the mountains over there. It's going to be a beautiful day, folks. Let's make it a beautiful day. Have a wonderful, wonderful Friday. Stay safe. be positive, keep an open mind. Don't let the negativity get to you. All right. Until next week, God bless y'all. We'll see you next week.